Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is Rob. Welcome to Power Hour this week. Let's go ahead and make sure you all can hear me. If you would please go ahead and type the number 1 in the questions box. Let me know that you can. I'd appreciate it. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. Morning there, Helen. How are you, dear? I hope all is well. Hey, Jim. Good to see you. All right. Excellent. Hey, someone keep their eye on what's going on with the president. I had it on and CNBC on, and they just came up with some kind of bilateral with the Prime Minister of Israel. So you guys kind of clue me in as to what's happening here. If I need to maybe go manage some trades or enter some new ones, or yes, Helen, all is well. It is spring. You're not the only one. Christina's saying, yay for spring break. I get to join you today. I understand. My kids have them all over the place. My youngest one, my oldest one already had her spring break a week and a half ago or 2 weeks ago, whatever it was. And the other one has got it coming up in April. So all over the place. Yeah, Donald keeps everyone on their toes, Judith. You're right. Hey, Ed, good to see you, sir. All right. Excellent. Oh, goodness gracious. So, guys, let's go ahead and jump in. All right. So, Monster Market Movers coming up tomorrow night, guys. I'm going to share with you some things from Monster Market Movers, some trades we've done, guys. I'm just going to show you one trade, a one-day trade, simple, in, out, fairly quick, fairly easy on a channel. just simple stuff, guys. I keep saying I think everybody should focus on channels as they first start. The next Trading View mod for the monthly live workshop is coming up on April 11th. It is an 8 to 9, so that is a 1 hour long training. And then the Mastering the Trade, for those of you that are in power option plays, Mastering the Trade will be coming up on April 17th, starting at 8 p.m. Power option plays live, guys, coming up this week. I cannot believe it. It's here. This Wednesday is when we're doing it. We are live. We did a dry run the other day from the office as far as setting up all the equipment, running the streaming for the video, all that great stuff. We got it all working pristine right out of the box, which was fantastic. Then we're going to leave right behind there on that day, that Thursday, and come Friday right into the mastermind group in the office there. And you got Power Hour, of course, here each and every Monday. Right. Monday evenings tonight, we'll be going back into E-mini Think Tank, and of course, a couple of on-demands there as well. So, guys, I said this over the weekend in Power Option Plays. I think I said it in Covered Call Explorer as well when I did the recordings. Next week, Sean and I will be sitting down and laying out a new social media plan. And what I mean by that is we're going to disseminate certain types of information across individual social platforms. So we're going to have a very specific purpose for what we're using Instagram for versus what we use Facebook and YouTube for. All of those types of things. So realistically, what I'm getting at is you're going to want to start following us on the various platforms. We try to put trades out or market updates out every day on Twitter, things like that. So you're going to want to start making sure that you're following us on each of them. Even if you say, well, Rob, I'm not a Twitter user, great. Use it for that and nothing else. That's okay. This is about making money. It's not about whether or not you just want to hang out on Twitter. Oh, where do we go? All right. Fantastic. So, Power Option Plays, guys, live is sold out. I talked about this the other day. I didn't get a chance to meet with you guys last week. Life is better. It's good news with the doctors. Things are getting back on track. We're not 100% yet, but we're definitely closer to the end than the beginning. That's for sure. So things are doing really well. So I didn't get to talk to you guys last week. We did sell it out. We had so many people come back to us and say, I can't believe it. I was this close to pulling the trigger. Finally got the approval for the day off from work. I found a ticket that'll be a good price. What we did, guys, is we went ahead and set up a streaming for it instead. We can't fit any more people in the room. And that was purposely done that way. We knew the max number we were going to put in there, and that was because of us wanting to keep that group small and be able to give that attention. So we did set up a streaming where you'll have access to the streaming where you can come into the class and watch it live. There's a members page for it. I just did, those of you that are in the streaming, I did a video this weekend, a recording of what the members page looks like, how to use the chat box, all that good stuff. The FAQs, all of that stuff is inside there. That'll be right on the home page. Hopefully we'll have it up today. That should be right on the main page of the streaming section, and then it will go into the videos tab on Wednesday. So it'll still be there because Thursday I want you to have access immediately to the video itself where you can watch it, right? So guys, if you have an interest in this, that's awesome. Come on, hang out with us. If not, I get it, right? No worries. Monster Market Movers, if you've not been before, guys, we've got tomorrow is the next one, tomorrow night, the 26th. It's $49 for your first one. The trade I'll show you today, you would have paid your whole year's Monster Market Movers with just a couple of contracts. Yeah, so William said, yep, it's looking good. And he's talking about the members area there because William was one that had asked us, please, I want to get there streaming. Can we do that? Yeah. Yeah. Robert said, I'm sorry, this power hour has been interrupted for a special news conference by President Trump. You guys need to talk and coordinate your schedules. Yeah, it sounds like we need to do something like that, Robert, for sure. Right? Okay. So guys, let's go ahead and let me bring up, let's go bring up all symbols. Let's try that again. And let's go do a quick intraday update of what's going on in the marketplace. This is PANW, just one of the stocks that we have that we've got in power option plays that we're looking at. This is one, this had some potential for us. I actually just did a video, guys, for those of you that are in power option plays. I just did a video on the on TradeStation and setting up a multi-leg order for exits 4, 3, and 2 in there. So let's see, $ SPX. Okay, so right now, we're down. It shows we're down a couple of pennies right now on the S&P. It shows we're down 9 cents. Right now, we're actually down 30 cents on the SPX. So let me grab it here. We've been, all over the place, down, up, down, right? We had made a newer high for the day and then falling back. Lunchtime, not too concerned with it at this point, right? But overall, guys, we go back and look at SPX, right? Overall bullish trend. Right now, we're sitting at the 21, right? So, guys, as I'm going to start talking about what we should be doing to analyze this now, there's two words that I'm looking for. They both start with the same letter. What's the next thing I'm going to say? What is the very next two words I'm going to say to start analyzing this position? Let's see who gets it. Very good, Bill. Good idea, Robert. Not quite what I was thinking, but good idea. So what I'm referring to, Robert had said clear and concise, both with a C, both same letter. Look left. Look left. Right now, there are many traders that their hearts are in their throats, more investors than traders. The S&P 500 broke the moving average. It broke the 2,800 level. It's gotten down to the 21 moving average right now. And people are sitting there and they're panicking. And I'm not saying that it may not be time to be cautious, okay? What I'm referring to is you need some point of reference. It's broken, yes, but what if it breaks every week? So why? Then it doesn't matter. Look at what it did just a couple of weeks ago, folks, right? It was actually another buying opportunity, a good pullback, and as it came back up, gave us another buying opportunity. Let me get my crosshairs here. Right here, gave us another buying opportunity into the market, right, with higher highs. So as you're looking at what's going on right now, and I know it's very simple or very easy, I should say, to get tunnel vision and focus just on what's happening today. Oh my God, look at this, the last day or two, it's falling apart. Guys, you got to look left. You got to look at that bigger picture. Where are moving average crosses? Where are breakthroughs in the past? What else has happened out there? You've got to make sure that you're focused on more than just today. Okay, Robert, good. You're not pulling to the left only. You're looking more to the right. I get it. Okay. Right. So you want to make sure that you know what the stock has done and you've got something to compare it to. Right? It's consider it to be like a support level. Right? If a stock keeps coming down to support and breaks through it a little bit and bounces up, so what? then I'm not as concerned when the stock gets to support, right? It doesn't bother me or worry me as much when that happens, right? So it's just as an FYI, something to consider of, or something to consider is always look to the left. We've broken through before. We haven't in this last breakthrough, and I'm looking at the breakthrough as, no idea who that was. I'm looking at the breakthrough as we broke through the 8 and now at the 21, but I'm looking back from when the 8 crossed up through the 21. I'm not looking at the 55 as much, the brown line per se. I'm looking at the 8 and the 21. So I like the spreading moving averages in there, right? As we pulled back, you can see they got closer. Understandable, right? I'm good with that. But where did we break through here? We had one quick pop down and we closed back up the same day, right? A couple of wicks through, which was fine. Not until right here about March 6th, earlier this month, beginning of the month, did we close below. We closed below again. Third day down below the 8, 2 days now down below 21 and pop back up again. So it looks like that 55 might be a support net or a support level, a protection net, you know, if you fall off of the high wire, right? Something to catch you. But it is definitely something to keep your eyes on. What I will say is this: no matter how you slice it, no matter what you look at, what you do, what you think about, you've got to look at this with the consideration of we are not in a safe place today. Until we get back above the 8, we're not in a safe place. Right now, we're in a bullish neutral bias, which means we don't take any directional bullish trades until we can get back above that 8 moving average. Now, you can be more aggressive and take individual trades. This is the overall market. The overall market is saying the only, let me rephrase that. You don't take any 10 contract trades on other bullish stocks. You would only take 4 contracts at most because of that individual move. We do not want to get caught on the wrong side here, guys. All right? Huge issue if we're in the wrong place at the wrong time. So more caution, lower contracts, less aggressive, maybe some more day trades even to, and that needs to be part of your strategy. You need to have a strategy that allows you to swing trade or position trade, you know, a couple of weeks to a couple of months, and you need to have a strategy that when the market goes haywire, you've got something you can still do to produce some income for yourself. Because right now the market is not being very cooperative. It's just not, right? And it hasn't been that way now for a couple of months, right? Yes, we're getting moves, we're getting direction, but we're not necessarily getting strong directional moves, right? Especially with these little pullbacks. And then today on CNBC, they're talking about the yield curve and the recession and pointing out the recession, and all of these gurus are starting to pop their heads out now and say, oh, things are not looking good. I've been saying it for a while. Things are telling us caution is certainly the mode that we need to be focused on right now, right? So where we are right now, where we are today, we're okay. You just need to make sure that you know what's happening at all times. We have a higher high today and what looks like right now a higher low. So that's okay, right? We're still doing okay. We haven't gotten up to where we were on the highs on Friday yet, but again, we're fine with that. So let me bring that back, Robert, and then I'll read your comment out there. Robert said, I also look at this as a break above resistance from around the October close with the bullish engulfing on Thursday and then retest of the level of 2,800. Okay, so October, right, because we've talked about this numerous times in power option plays at that point right there, that 2817 level. We had that double top type pattern in there that we were, if I snap a line on it, let's try that again. Didn't like that it did it on the fib line. If I snap a line on it, we pressed up 2 times into it. Finally broke above over here, which was critical. Right, it was critical that we finally got above that for the bullish market to continue. And that's what our failure was. Double top, fail. Right? So you're on the right path, Robert. I mean, I agree. It's there are other factors in play here, right? As we broke above that, that line goes away from me, but it definitely was a consideration of right in this area here of can we get above it or not. And I had said it wasn't anywhere near the all-time highs. We were striving for that, you know, just up until Friday. So we'll see if we can get back and play with that. Yeah, and 2800, of course. So you've got the 21 EMA, you've got the 2800 level, you've got the 2792. Once again, we talked about this in Pop over the weekend. Excuse me. We talked about these in Pop. At that confluence right there, there's just a lot of stuff happening there at that 2800. All right, guys, let me ask a question. Are you guys good that we spend this much time just going over the S&P 500? Just give me a 1 for yes or 2 for no. Should be a lot more answers coming through there. All right, now they're starting to kick in. All right, good. Because, guys, I can get in there and say, yep, we're kind of bullish neutral today, and we can move on to your candidates. But to me, I do believe that if you don't master this component, if you do not have good control of understanding the markets themselves and how to trade the specific markets at hand, I don't think the strategy you choose really matters. I don't think the stocks you choose matters. I don't think anything else matters if you cannot get your understanding of the big picture down right. I'm not a big fan of the 30,000 foot view analogy, right? I'll step back and take the big picture, the 30,000 foot view. Yeah, that's great and fine and good. I'm talking about look left, and this happened 3 weeks ago, right? That's not 30,000 foot view. Look left would be, I mean, a 30,000 foot view would be, oh, look at that move right there, right? 30,000 foot view. But I think it's important that you understand what's for sure what has happened to the left, right? And how to relate what's going on right now to the decisions you will be making based on what's happened before. So if we close down below the 21 today, which would be a bearish candle, right? Just like it was on the 7th, right? I'm going to watch very closely at that point as to what is taking place, what's happening now inside of the inside of here now, as far as the candles, where they're going, where they're closing, what the wicks are looking like. I'll be focusing very heavily on it. So, and based on that, decisions that I come up with of what I see in the marketplace will tell me how I trade going forward, right? What we do next, all right, will be a big component, a big piece of that puzzle. All right, fantastic. Beautiful. All right, so guys, let's go ahead and drop some candidates in that you want me to take a look at. We've got a little bit of time. There we go, Roman, right off the bat, baby. Googly. Oh boy, Roman, by the skin of our teeth, huh? By the skin of our teeth. We had an order in yesterday to take a bullish trade on Google, and we missed it by 56 cents, and we're not in the bullish trade yet. So if we closed here now, Roman, right? If we closed here, this puts us in a bullish neutral bias. Our new entry would then be bullish above X. And depending on how far down below we closed, meaning how far down below that 1200 level we closed, we would have to wait and see for it to actually close above that moving average, which is 1204, 1203.54. Right? We would need to wait for that close above. So right now, I love the overall position. They got smacked just like everybody did on Friday, right? If we go back and look, I know it's very ugly. Let me see something here. Right? I know it's very ugly, very busy, I should say. Not ugly, very busy. Right? But I did it on, I didn't do it on purpose to mess with you. I did it to see what we had as far as highs, where we were. Right? So we definitely have some more room to go in there. But right now, bullish neutral bias. I'd want to see it get above that 80 MA, the pink line, before taking any kind of bullish trade. All right. Amos, Roman, let me know if that helps. Paul is asking for FNKO. You're welcome, Roman. So FNKO. Oh. Let's go and set up on template number 1. And let's go ahead and let's do this. All right. So we're looking for the biggest directional move closest to the right side of the chart. All right. So if you look here, stair step, stair step, stair step. Good move down. Right. That was a decent one right there. Okay. And we had this move up here, kind of sideways, a little drift down there. Good move up before pulling back, and really not much going on right there now, right? So as we look at this, if you said, okay, let's focus on putting our Fibonacci right here. All right, let's come between here and put our Fib, right? And that was a decent move. But we have since violated the 882 level, which I'll add in. We have violated the 882 level, so this Fibonacci doesn't exist any longer. And when I say it doesn't exist, you could keep it in play. I just kind of pull it back a little bit if you wanted to. That's okay. Right? I do prefer to do it that way. We look at what's happening here. That's a decent move. All because of that one candle on their earnings. So, oh boy. What pattern do you see? Good. You guys are getting it. Daniel. Hey, Daniel, good to see you, my friend. Glad you made it. Yep, Daniel, you're right. There definitely is an engulfing pattern in there. Absolutely. Right? Let me grab a pen. Yep, Marcus, you got it. Right? It's an upside down H pattern in there. The engulfing pattern just lends itself to a whole new dynamic, particularly with it coming where it did on that small pullback. Right? So we had that move down to the 50 percentile line. Right? So it ran up. The stock went from 1122 to 2431. Who is this? Who who asked me on this one? Paula, do you know who they are or what they do? Because I don't know from Funco. Is this like a marijuana company? Funco? I don't know. You know, Funky? I don't know. Not sure who they are, but you know, dramatic move. I mean, my goodness gracious. Pop culture collectibles. I don't even know how to analyze that. Okay, so I was just wondering if it was a marijuana. Dolls and comics. Will said bobbleheads. Oh, okay, I get it now. The collectible type stuff that now I understand it, Paula. Got it. So, guys, here's the thing. Here is the thing. I talk about it all the time. All right. When you get this inverted H, this upside down H or regular H, it doesn't make a difference. Regular H, same way. Right? Makes no difference whatsoever. When you get this H pattern in there, how many lines do I say the stock normally tends to move? Good, guys. Good. Very good. Good. 2 is the number that you guys typed in. In the Power Options Plays live workshop, I actually have a curve like this, where we talk about the standard deviations in there. and understanding how standard deviations work, not from a mathematical perspective, because I would never, ever, ever try to get away with convincing someone that I'm a math guy, because I'm not. But I understand the basis behind it and the percentage of data points that fall within that two standard deviation move. And when you look at it, it's 90 some odd percent, 96%, I think it was 96.35 or something, and you'll get different numbers from different engineers of what it moves. Well, each one line move on the Fibonacci's can be considered one standard deviation. So 1, 2, and the funny thing is that two standard deviation move, it's not normally where it ends. We usually get somewhere between 2 and 2.5 standard deviations. So if we don't have a Fibit in here, which for this example we don't, right? If we don't have a Fibit in here, well, actually, you know what? Hold on a second. That may be the reason for it. Let me erase this out. So we've got $2 as a Fibit, 21 to 24. We need a Fibit in here. Go figure. Okay. We need a Fibit. Guys, if you could see the smirk on my push right now, let's see. We'll put in the 118 and the negative 136. Okay. So what I was referring to was this. Let me grab a drawing tool again. Really don't care for that red though. Let's go purple. So when we look at a move and call this one standard deviation, two standard deviations, what we normally wind up getting is what would be the equivalent of 2.5, right? So somewhere between 2 and 2.5 standard deviations. If you look at this line at the top of the wick, right here on that candle, right? If you look at the top of that wick, that is about a half the distance between the two fib lines. And if we took it a step further, it's okay. Let me come over here. Why didn't I like it? Okay. Maybe too high, a little bit. We're pretty darn close. It should be down just a little bit more. I could see visually that it's off a little bit. There we go. That's probably a little bit closer. Okay. So guys, we went right to it. 2.5 lines, smacked it, failed back down. Most people look at this and say, my God, I don't understand why it failed. It was running and then it just failed out of nowhere. There's nothing even there. There is something there. You have to understand what's behind it. You have to understand the components of what's missing there. Right? And most traders don't. When I say most traders don't, most traders just don't even know what to look for, because they've not been classically trained in how to read the chart effectively like this. You know, guys, we get a couple hundred people in this class every week, right? Yet if you were to go out and start talking to other traders out there and try to see if they know anything about this, and then once they do learn it, how much more productive their trading becomes, there's so much most traders are missing out on by not understanding the basic components of how math and human emotion feed and read into what the markets do. They just don't. Right? So all of that to be said, Paula, if we go back now to template number 2, we're in a bullish bias right now. If we were to close here, my next upside would be, I'm going to delete that center line out that I put there. My next upside would be 22 3/4 and 24 1/4 would be my next 2 upside targets. I like it. I like it a lot. Now, who they are as a company and such, no idea. They've got plenty of momentum with the ADX. Their DMI plus is higher. So life is good as far as structurally being set up, right? For should we take this trade or not. But I'd like to see a close up in here first before trying to take the breakout and we fail back by the end of the day again. That's my only concern about it whatsoever, is that. You know, Robert, not really my wheelhouse when we start talking about yield curves and stuff. So I'm going to say I'll pass on that one for now if you're okay. um, oh, wow, William, you went out and grabbed the, like right off of their website or something, who Funko is. Uh, yeah, sorry about it, Robert. Yeah, you did. William goes, yep, that's exactly what I did. uh, so Patty said, refresh my memory, please, Rob. Do you pay attention to the angle of the ADX? I pay attention to the shape of the ADX, Patty. I don't know if angle is the right word. So momentum is above 25, but I would much rather catch that trade here than I would here based on ADX. Okay, so that is my only concern. Now, as we're here and we start to bounce, am I okay there? Yes, because that was the same as that point right there as what we would have right here if we bounce there. So my fear is just that of, let me just clear those off. My fear is just that if we're headed down on ADX, we're headed down on the DMI plus. If we were headed up on the DMI minus, we're not. We're kind of flattish, right? If that were the case, then I definitely would have some more concern there, but not as much right now because we're not there yet. But yes, Patty, looking at that, and if I saw those things happening, the answer is yes. I definitely would want to take that into consideration in the trade. You're welcome, Patty. Oh, good, Paul. I'm glad it was helpful. Yes. Oh, so you pulled it right off of TOS, William. Good. Yeah. Tell you, they've got a good platform. Just no ifs, ands, or buts. Yeah, actually, it looks like we're going to be transferring our 401ks to there from where we have them now, just because of how hard the broker we have it with is making it to live with them. So we're going to be transferring it. TOS is one of the choices of who we can go to with inside of our 401k plan. So it looks like we're going to transfer over there. Let's see. William's asking for ARW. Okay, so Arrow. So now, if you go and let's take it back. So Patty, let's go back to ADX before we even analyze the position. Right? If I zoom in on that, oh boy, probably not being very helpful there, being that zoomed in. But if you look, ADX is at 19, right? The DMI minus is above 25, which DMI minus says, yes, take a bearish trade. The ADX says there's not enough momentum yet. And the reason there's not enough momentum is more because of what's happened in the last 2.5, 3 weeks here with that sideways move, right? Prior to that, we had plenty of momentum to take the trade. Remember, ADX doesn't tell us take bullish or bearish trade. ADX tells us there's enough momentum to take a trade. DMI tells us take bullish or bearish in there. So now with all that being said, William, we look at ARW. The moving averages are not in what I call a true bear, okay? They're not in a true bear, which means the 8 would be the lowest, the 21 would be on top of that, and the 55 would be on top of that. I prefer not even to take a trade bearish because we just shifted into bearish mode now over the last 2 days. I prefer not to even take the bearish trade until the 8 is at least the lowest one on the chart. Let me rephrase that. I'm okay with taking the bearish trade here off of the 55 as long as the 8 is not the highest moving average on the chart. But I prefer it to be the lowest, even though it may not be in the right order. And what I mean by that is right now we've got from top to bottom, we've got green, pink, brown. I'm okay taking that trade with 4 contracts, bearish. I'm not saying it's in a good place, just based on moving averages, I'm okay with it. If it were pink, green, brown, the answer is no, we don't take a bearish trade. We don't have the averages setting us up yet for success. You're welcome, Patty. So with this, if we can get a move, so let's say we get the move back up to the 77 level and we take the bearish trade there. 75 is our target. We're really tight on our first exit, William. It is a little bit, it hits 77, it drops to 76, and now we get in the trade. Well, we're going to be out of the trade at 76, right? Because we can't get out at 75 and a quarter. It's too tight. So moving averages are not in a parity place right now. They're very much in a, boy, I wish they were somewhere else place with where they are right this second. So with all that being said, 73 and 70 and a half are the two downside targets. I do like it as a pattern. It just may not be setting up right now. Let's see. So Roman was asking, do you give? All right. So let me see. Do you give certain time for stock to go IPO before you buy it? Well, yeah, I mean, just from an IPO perspective, Roman, the very first thing is I would not even consider an IPO until that stock finally offers options on it, even if you wanted to buy the stock. Unless you are a big wig and you can get in early on the game. Guys, I've gotten in one IPO one time. That's it, one. Right, in all my years of doing this, they don't give me the phone call that says, hey, do you want it? Because I'm not the guy with hundreds of millions of dollars in my account, right? Or even tens of millions of dollars in my trading account, right? So I don't get that phone call. So for me to trade it, I'm trading full retail price when the market opens at whatever they set the price at. I can't get in that pre-market price. They set a price before they open an IPO up at $42 a share and it opens at 85. Well, I'm making a ton of money if I bought it at the 42. I'm not happy about buying it at 85. Let's see. Oh, what? How in the world did that happen? That was not what I typed. Snapchat. Let's go ahead and look at Snapchat. You can see where Snapchat, they opened up 2 days. They went up, 1 day, 2 days, fail. Epic fail. And it's been that way ever since, right? So now they've had some recovery here, and that's awesome. But I'm talking from an IPO standpoint, until they get to the point that they start to produce options, I would be very cautious on anything that had to do with IPO. Oh, okay, William, no problem. You're welcome, Roman. Let's see if I missed anything on these questions on the charts we've looked at. I don't think so. There was still one or two more at the top yet. Let's see. Where did it all go? I will say if GoToWebinar could improve on one thing and one thing only, it would definitely be their chat box. AMT Robert was asking for. Yeah, so American Tower, great run. I mean, since their earnings, they have just been skyrocketing. Good thrusting type pattern. Definitely have the need for another fib line above that -1. Do we need a fib in there? 88 to 97 is 9. We definitely need a fib in there. So let's go ahead and apply one. So a fib is nothing more than splitting the level. I was wondering where you were, Trip. Hold on a second. Yeah, Judith, as Judith typed in, press covering POTUS on CNBC again, saying we should never let this witch hunt happen again to another president. and I turned around because I have CNBC on behind me. I turned around and looked at the screen real quick, and Trump had said that some of the things that were said in that investigation were treasonous. I mean, if he pushes that envelope, that may be his ticket into the next presidency. Who knows? But yeah, Trip said, I almost forgot completely to put the symbols in. I'm prepping for my big trip to New York. Yeah, I'm excited for you, Trip. I can't wait to see you guys, all of you that are coming in. Yeah, Judith. Yeah, it was, I mean, it was just, it's a witch hunt. You know, listen, it happens. I don't want to get too political on it. It happens. You know, I get it. It shouldn't. It does. I'm still a big fan of the joke. What do you call 100 politicians at the bottom of the ocean? A good start, right? And really doesn't matter anymore because our politicians are now business people, which should have made a big difference, but they still got to play the political game, so it doesn't matter. Christina's asking, what hours will we be streaming on the 28th? So the class starts at 9 a.m., Christina, and we're going till 5. So we will not be shutting the streaming down at all. We will have streaming even through a lunch or a break. We're going to take one break in the morning, one in the afternoon, and of course we'll take lunch, right? We will keep streaming going just to minimize any problems that someone may have with restarting it again. But 9 to 5 a.m. Eastern is when it primarily will be running. If we have to go a little longer, we will. I don't care about that. I've got enough. I bought enough bandwidth for streaming that I could stream for, I could do 5 of these events with what we paid for, just to make sure that we didn't run out. Yeah, evil at the root of it all. There you go, Deborah. The whole thought behind having a politician, a president, a leader, to rule this new world, right? This newfound world, didn't go the way they all planned or hoped it had. How about that? Okay, so AMT, Robert, I mean, it's a great looking stock with the way it's rocking and rolling right now. We need pullbacks. And the problem is we're not getting the pullbacks to the 8 at all, but we have gotten multiple to the 5. And I've said this before in power option plays many times, not this year, not the last 2 months of last year, but prior to that, over and over and over again. When you get a stock, we had it happen last year with Costco, right? Where Costco just rocked, right? And where are we now? Let's look at July. Let's look at August, right? August of 18. Oh, too far. So if you look right in here, Costco pulled away from the 8 and just rode for the most part. Every once in a while it got back, but long time between, it rode that 5 for a long time, right? It rode the 5 for a long time. So when we go back and look at AMT, same thing. It's riding that 5 moving average. Let me zoom in so you guys can see it. It's that light blue line that's in there. So I'd be looking for any kind of pullback to the moving average, the 5, for the catalyst for the entry into the trade. Looks like 197 is our first upside target there. Let's scrunch down. We need a 200-point level in there. So let's go ahead and put that in. Dash dot, make it this bright red, and we're good to go. We're also going to add in there negative 1.618 will be the next thing that we need. And we're going to add one more set of Fibot lines in there. Right here. All right. So we're looking at 197, 200, and 205, 204 and a half, 205 as our upside targets for that one. But move's been good. You know, we haven't done in Covered Call Explorer, we have not done any new diagonals on it. We already have one from way back, but we haven't done anything new because it's not given us a good, strong pullback for an entry. So we're just playing the one, trading the one we have, but not adding any new positions if you haven't already opened one up. Let's see. Sorry, guys, this is where I got to go back and start catching up again now. Robert, I hope that helped. Let's see. All right, so Trip was asking about MU. All right, so MU, God, it's just, I wish we can get some smoothness out of it. Robert, do you have AMT now? Okay, yeah. So if you have AMT now, Robert was saying he's looking to sell against it if he's got the AMT now. As you're getting that straight move up, I wouldn't. I just let the lead keep rocking. All right, so they just had earnings come out on Micron. Not good, right? Gapped up. Well, not good. The announcement was good. The pullback has not been good since, right? We're sitting at that 40.5. We are still in bullish neutral territory right now. If we can get the bounce, 44 and 46 are the two upside targets. If we break, I would be a little cautious here, until we get the flip over to it. But definitely for a bullish, I'm good with it. And the nice thing is Micron is not expensive options. Okay. TradeStation basically shuts down OptionStation if you don't have a viable strike price or options available for the position. So let's see. If we go out and look for a month out, right? Plenty of open interest. 64 delta, we're close enough. 280 is our cost. If we went just a little bit further, not much there. Let's go for the monthly. There we go. So 68 delta, we're looking at $4 for the 38 strike. Right, so really not a lot of investment whatsoever into this one at all. Let's see, NVIDIA. Pull back to the 8. The problem is the 8 is too close to the 177.66 level right now. I need to see those closer. So day trade would be the note on this one. And who did we not look at? Where did you go? IBM. Itty bitty machine. I like much better the 8 here in comparison with the 138.75, the pink line, the 0.618. I like those levels a lot, the way they're sitting right now. So I'd like to see the close back above the 8 today and then look for the move up to 144.5 and 154. Actually, we need Fibit in there. Wow, we've 38.5. We need Fibits on both of these, Trip. We need a Fibit on both. So we need it in here. Even that's not enough. That's what we need set up on IBM because they have such a low Fibit right now at 387. Wow. Goodness. So 141.5, 144.5 would be the two upside targets. Let's see, just going through the notes. Okay, so Judith said, Rob, what do you think about Apple and whatever they're going to announce? You know, I am clueless as to what they're going to come up with. They're talking about leadership not being there anymore. They put a lot of banking into this guy, and after Steve Jobs passed away, and he may be a good leader, but Apple is a great company not because of someone just being a good leader. That leader was a visionary. That leader was able to take things like an MP3 player that no one else would use or would take as a product and turn it into one of the best-selling units that have ever taken place from a company, right, with their iPods, and then rolling into the other components around it. I don't know, Judith. I mean, the stock has done well in recovery. Obviously, nowhere near where it was, but it's definitely done well from where it was. But what they're going to announce, I don't know. It wouldn't be a bad thing to me if they got rid of the guy, but I don't think that's it. Let's see. Yes, I saw something about that Apple is trying to put Netflix out of business. Tripp said I saw a tweet today that they are trying TV push again. Yeah, and they're talking about the end of Netflix because of what Apple is trying to do. If anybody has the ability to do it, it is an Apple. I don't think it'll be the end of Netflix. I think people are too ingrained in their Netflix. I'm not an Apple guy. I would definitely take a Netflix over an Apple in most cases. Yeah, there you go. Well, I mean, just like it, don't like it. It's all a preference, right? Of what of where you're at. But Apple's a good company. If we can get that close, that 188, looking for the move up to about 196. I like it. There's good potential there for sure. I own some Apple products. I have an Apple tablet. I have an iPod that we'll be using at our Pop Live class, right? Just playing some tunes off of it. But I like how small it is, and it doesn't tie up the use of my phone for it. All right, so let's do this, guys. Okay, where are we at? Yeah, we're getting close. So, guys, Power Option Plays Live, right? I'm going to drop in to the chat box the link. Guys, you need to I needed to show you that trade yet. Let me do that. Don't go anywhere. You need to consider, guys, getting into the streaming. You'll see you go down to the bottom, sold out for the actual live class, right? The streaming, we have seats open yet. Like I said, I bought enough bandwidth that we could fit people in there, not a problem whatsoever. All right. So we're not cutting anybody out of that. I better be very careful. be careful what you wish for. Right now, we're not. If it gets big enough, we will have no choice. Okay. We can fit about double of what we have right now into it. So just as an FYI. There's still a bunch left on the live stream, William. We've got about 50% still available for it, because all of the bandwidth going out, it doesn't matter how many of you are on it. What matters is to my bandwidth. My bandwidth is all predicated on sending it out one time. I'm sending it out to our website. You guys will be streaming it right on the Wealth Builders site. Right, we've got a chat box down on the bottom here that you'll be able to chat with us. You'll be able to ask me the questions. Can Rob go back over this again? We'll be able to do that right from there. Right, we've got FAQs in there. Right, there's some videos that we've already put in. Manual is up there, 125 pages, guys. Someone said to me, Rob, I've been with you for a while in Pop. I don't know if there's anything that I could really learn. Yeah, you can. I showed this to Amelia. And Amelia came back and she said, this is higher level education of what you've put together for this class. Karen, you can print the manual out before you come if you'd like. You can use it online. It is available, and for those of you that are coming live, same thing. That's the streaming. right? For those of you that are actually coming to the live event, you've got one on your page as well, right? Same manual, nothing is any different in there. No, Karen, I'm not printing. I don't know if anybody prints manuals anymore. The company that I teach for doesn't print them anymore. The last company I was with, we stopped printing manuals out. Yeah, Leeds, you can if you're in either the streaming or the live workshop, you can download that manual now. Absolutely. Yes. Yep. Once you're registered for that class, you have access immediately to this page, whichever one you're going to, right? The live or the streaming, you have access to them, right? So the link that I dropped you in, guys, the only way to register any longer is the streaming. There is no live showing up at the event any longer. That's closed out, okay? Trade Navigator. I wanted to show you this, guys. So last month, you see there's been an orange bar up on our screen all this class so far today, right? That was the last Monster Market Movers class that we did right there. I marked this chart up a little bit, right? Last Monster Market Movers workshop. Right? Last Monster Market Movers workshop, right? We had this down as a Fibonacci channel between the 290.27 and the 305.90 level, right? And we were out of that level, and of course we broke out of resistance. So what happened? We wait for it to come back in, fall, retest, and take the retest, right? Come down, take the bounce, come down, take the fail, right? So what happened was on GWW, guys, here, that's Goldman Sachs here, GWW. Here's the trade results from 322, which was when? Friday. Okay, we bought the option that expired on 322, right? What happened? We bought to open just one contract, right? At $2.60. We sold that same day. We got in at 10 o'clock in the morning, 10:05 in the morning. We got out at 11:50 in the morning, and we sold that 302.50 put for $6.50. $3.90 was the profit on that trade. Well over 100% on that trade. Guys, we did the exact same thing on Goldman Sachs. Why didn't it open? Oh, it did open. It just opened on a different screen. Come on. Here we go. So here's Goldman Sachs. We got in at 5:40 at 11 o'clock in the, this one's reversed. We got in at 9:47. We got out at 11:06. Right? 305, 540. So $2.35, right? In just a couple of hours. Guys, these were channels that came off of last month's Monster Market Movers. They came right off of the Fibonacci channel list that we have. Right? So when you look at Monster Market Movers, and where are we now? We're right back at the 290.27. I am telling you, if we get a bounce, guys, we're looking at 306 as our next target. It normally doesn't take 2 days to get there, right? The last one we did, we got in on the 11th, and I think we were out on the 19th. Nope, we're on 19th. It was the 21st. So 10 days, we're in that trade. They're struggling, Robert, on the scans, they're struggling on two pieces of it, but we're going to release it as is. We told them to go ahead and pack it up. So we're going to release it and then just add those filters back in as they come out for the new filters. So yes, they are ready. They're packaging them up right now. Diane said, Nuance has a PDF viewer that is around $150 that you can type notes on the PDF if people want to. The signal to get in the trade, yeah, so let me back up. Two different things there. Diane, there are videos you can watch on YouTube where the free version of PDF, you can write on the PDF. We used to do it. My friend Michael Cook did a video on it that we had on YouTube a long time ago that got thousands and thousands of views where he did an example of how to write on PDFs without paying for an advanced PDF program. But you are right. You can write right on there. What was the signal on GW? The signal on GW was we closed near resistance and we failed. We were in a Fibonacci channel. That's what we had listed this one at on Monster Market Movers. Marcus said, if you save the PDF in your Google Drive, you can write on it free with an add-on called DocuHub, I think. Yeah, guys, there's so many. You can do it with some free stuff. I have paid version of Adobe because I have Photoshop and all that good stuff. But you definitely can do this with some of the free things that are out there, right? So, guys, this was Monster Market Movers. If you had that one trade at $300, right? You paid for an entire month with just one contract. And if you did a bigger number, if you did 10 contracts, you paid for a whole dang year with one trade. And that's what it's all about, guys. That's why. Let me bring you back here. Watch this. Trade watch alerts. All right. Just one trade. Just one trade. This is all about how do we get you to pay for your subscriptions with just one trade. All right. Power Option Plays does it all the time. Guys, what you will learn at Power Option Plays is so invaluable. You will get 10 times your money's worth just sitting there, not even going back over it ever again. If you never re-looked at the manual again, just looked at the manual one time, you would get 10 times your money's worth just what's in that manual alone. Just with understanding standard deviation, bias, day trades versus swing trades, the emotional component of the charting, the new tracking sheets that I put together. There are handouts that you guys don't see yet. They're going to go up there shortly, right? They're much smaller number of pages, so I'm not worried about you having to print those out. We'll have them live at the workshop as well. Oh, we've got Trade Watch alerts. I think we sent 3 of them out today, Karen. So just reach out to Amelia if you're not seeing it. Because we've got, 3 of them went out today. Well, I shouldn't say, you might not see 3 because some are futures, which are just futures students get those. But there are definitely 2 trades went out today. One about the S&P and one about one potential stock trade as well. Yeah, Robert said you can go old school and print out the PDF and write on it too. Yeah, I know. Yep, so that was the one from today, William. Just waiting for the setup, as we called it there. Haven't gotten it yet on that setup. I'm just waiting on it for now. So, guys, anyway, all of that to say, Monster Market Movers, $49 the first time you come. I don't know if I put it in there or not yet. I think I did. Yeah, so I just put it twice. Guys, here's the thing. All right, all of this is geared towards helping you guys get to the other side. Trying to do it on your own doesn't get you there, right? Folks, I said this a couple of weeks ago in Power Option Plays, I think. I might have said it here, but I don't remember. In Wealth Builders, in our business, I am very much a believer of doing it all myself. Just do it. I know it gets done right if I just do it myself, right? And it was Amelia and I for a very long time. And a couple of contractors doing some work on the outside for us. And then I made the conscious decision to hire somebody to come and work with us, and that was Sean. We hired Sean on originally as part-time. He's now gone to full-time with us. We've brought on more contractors. I just worked with another contractor this weekend that we're hiring, right, for us. Guys, we have put and have been continued to put a tremendous amount of money into the business, right? And the fear was always, well, if you do it all yourself, you keep more of the money. That's true. But if I just do it all myself, I can't make enough of the money, right? There's limitations on how much I can do on my own, right? Which was why making the investment in hiring people and bringing on more software programs and working with an outside marketing company that we are dropping tens of thousands of dollars with to build something out for us, right? All of that type of stuff to tell you, I made the investment in me and in my company, and I have seen the fruits of my efforts. You guys need to make the same investments in yourselves. And I know many of you have. And listen, I know some of you aren't able to do some of the things that you want to financially. I'm not poo-pooing you for that. You guys keep coming here. You keep getting everything you can out of us. Keep digging in on what's on YouTube. Pick up whatever we send out for free on Twitter. Just get your hands on everything you can. But guys, if you want to accelerate it, get to the Pop Live. Get in the Monster Market Movers, get in Trading You, get in these tools that will help push you to that other side, right? Awesome. Daniel, it was great seeing you back, man. You and I definitely need to get on the phone and chat. But this is cool. This is cool. All right, guys, I'm going to leave the room open for a couple of minutes so you can grab what's up in the chat window. With that, life is good, right? Enjoy it. Enjoy it. I'm looking forward to this week. I'm going to kind of be out of pocket. We've got Monster Market Movers coming up tomorrow. And then Thursday and Friday, we're all out of pocket. So if you're trying to reach Amelia, it's going to be, small amount of feedback going out unless somebody's really in trouble, because she's going to be with us the entire time. And we've got a full house. We've got almost as many people in the workshop helping to run it that we do sitting in there, right? So, I'm excited about all of that. So, but we are going to have some busyness going on in life. So with that, you guys have a great, wonderful, glorious rest of your day. God bless. I'll leave the links open so you guys can go ahead and get yourself registered, and I will see all of you next week at Power Option Plays, if nothing else. I mean, Power Hour, if nothing else. All right, take care, folks. See you all soon.